I say you are live.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm so glad to be here. If you only knew the struggle, the struggle is real, literally. How everybody doing? I'm so happy to be here today. I have my guest. We are coming here with, I would say, an emotional sense right now, just wanting to express how we feel, our opinions, and what is going on with this case with Breonna Taylor. Let me go ahead and introduce my guest. My guest here is Edward Davis and Anthony Parker. Everybody should know both of them. All of my subbies, and my humble family should know both of my guests today. Um, they are my family, basically. I'm just excited about this. I really wanted to express how I really felt, and we wanted to do that all together about what happened with the decision. Um, uh, I have to say that now I've literally, and I've been knowing, but I know I feel really at this point right now because, yes, it's kind of rough. But, anyways, we're going to press forward. How y'all doing today?
We good.
I'm fine.
My
Excited to be
family.
here.
I'm sorry. My bad. My family. Yes, I'm excited to have you guys. If you guys could go and introduce yourself, Anthony, go ahead and introduce yourself and your channel and everything.
My name is Anthony from Third Eye Visions, where we motivate the blind, stimulate your mind, and welcome all kind. And I'm excited to be here to discuss this topic, which is very pressing and dear to my heart. And I'm in family, as she stated early. So
Yeah, we family all day long. We family. You know that. All right, Uncle Ed.
All right. Well, I'm Ed Davis, aka First Amendment Ed. My channel's brand new. I'm getting ready to get it started. I'm still trying to figure out what all I want to bring to you folks. I mean, there's just so much information I want to share, and so on and so forth. Plus my walk a mile thing that's coming up. Hopefully, you'll get to know me within that. But yeah, this is something else that I'm also very passionate about. I mean, the way I grew up, had to deal with this all my life, and I'm 63 years old, and I'm just wondering, will it ever end? So I'm glad to be here and talk
Ah,
about
that's a
this.
good question. We're sure gonna get into it. We're definitely gonna get into it, you guys. This is kind of I don't even know how to express. I'm in between wanting to express how I feel about what's going on and what just happened to me. But so yeah, let's talk about it. I'm gonna get into it really quick. Just give a little backstory. We're talking about Breonna Taylor. We're talking about the decision, the situation. If you're not familiar with the case, you must have been sleeping under a rock. Everybody is talking about this situation, this case. Everybody is feeling some type of way, whether you don't care about it, you feel a certain way about it, you feel like it was injustice, you feel like it wasn't, it is justice. Whatever the case, everybody has an opinion about it. So if you're not familiar with it, Breonna Taylor was killed. She was murdered March 13th, probably about midnight. And there were some officers, I believe it was 3 of them, and they were acting on a no-knock warrant. And so within that, they were going after someone that had a warrant for their arrest, they believed, lived at the house, frequent the house, or Breonna Taylor knew the person. Um, and so within this no-knock warrant means that they would approach the house. They use a battering ram. These people were asleep in their bed. They were asleep. They actually heard what was going on, and they rushed trying to figure out what was going on. And I mean, to me, I don't know about you, but I feel like if something like this is going on, it is going to startle you. how do you think that people should about the reaction of the boyfriend and Breonna? Like, what type of reaction should people understand that you would have being woke up out of your sleep in disarray? So let's talk about that first. Let's unpack that first, Anthony.
I agree exactly what you're saying, and that's what I cannot come to terms with. In that, how are you supposed to react? They say that the young man, once he heard the knock and once he heard there was a knock that he said that he heard, and the door came down. His immediate reaction was to react, and that's what he had done. Now they said that he shot an officer, and they fired back. There were, between the two of them at the time, were 30 shots. My understanding is, before we go any further, I would have reacted the same way in terms of me trying to protect my family if I were able to do so. So in the middle of the night, me not know what's going on, coupled with the fact that you hear a large knock at the door or a large kick in or whatever, your immediate response was to do exactly what he had supposed to have done, in this protecting his family.
Thanks, big bro. Yeah, absolutely. Uncle Ed, go ahead.
I mean, I agree. I mean, same thing. I mean, I'm laying in my house, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. You come busting through my door. I don't know who you are. You know, I mean, let's not forget his gun was legal. I mean, he was, it was a registered firearm, and
Mm-hmm.
that is an open carry state. So, I mean, he was within his rights to protect his family, his loved one, himself. You know, So I mean, he
Yeah,
was within his
absolutely.
rights to bust on them. I mean, he don't know who they are. I mean, even if you're hearing like I said, what was it, three officers? You're hearing three officers. Even if once they bust the door down, they start, what is it, Louisville police or whatever, the Louisville Metro, whatever. Still, you got three of them screaming at one time. It's muffled. You're not clear, especially being brought wide awake from a sleep. So. Yeah, he was within his right. He was startled. I'd have busted cap in their ass too. I'm sorry.
So I'm very vocal about this situation. I hope I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
I just want to make a quick response to that. It just brings me back to the time to where my cousin, and I'm gonna make it brief, had an incident with her boyfriend. She had run from the police. Ended up at my mom's house, and my dad was sleepy. He was asleep at the time. My mom was sleeping early in the morning, and my dad, he bless his soul, he was dealing with he had a nervous situation. He was schizophrenic, and police broke because they were looking for my cousin's boyfriend. Came in the house, followed her because they saw the car, blah blah blah, and they all over inside the house, hollering, yelling, woke my dad up, and it startled him and everything, my mom and everything. So that I understand how he could have reacted as such, because these people woke my dad up with rifles and stuff pointed in his face, looking for my cousin and her boyfriend and whatnot. So yeah, I can understand how he reacted the way he did.
I want to comment on the no knock warrants. So this is how I feel about it, and it's just my opinion. That's why I was putting on there on the description or the title. It's our opinions. This is what we feel. But I just feel like the no knock warrant, even if there's a criminal within the vicinity or within the residence, I feel as though the other people in the home now their privacy is invaded, right? I just feel as though you don't care about the other people in the home. There's children, whatever the case. If there were children in that home, children could have gotten killed. It could have been a grandmother in home, somebody elderly, somebody that was paralyzed, anything of that sort. But let's just go backwards. So first of all, you have no idea what you're doing because you're not even at the right home. The person that you were supposed to be arrested was already in custody at the jail already at the time. And then on top of that, it's 12 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the morning, whatever the case may be. People are probably sleeping. You are disturbing the people around you as well. Also, they said not only were there bullets or bullets that went inside of the home of Breonna Taylor, there was bullets going inside of the home of the neighbor as well. Somebody next door could have been killed as well. And I had a discussion with somebody else earlier this morning, and they were like, you don't know all of the facts. You don't know all of the facts. First of all, it's the police side, the dudes, Breonna side, and then the truth of the matter. So to me, to tell you the truth, we'll never know what happened that night, because unless we believe a side, period. Whether you believe the police side, whether you believe the side, Breonna is dead. She can't speak for herself because they killed her. And I really feel as though she has not, her family has not gotten justice at all. So anyways, let's go into how you believe the police officers conducted themselves, three, because only one got charged, and he only got with a minor offense. How do you think that they conducted themselves? Because they're still feeling at this point that they were justified in the actions of what they did that night. Anthony?
Okay, well, I'll be brief again. Being as though I have a criminal justice degree, I want to say this, and I want to back up about the no-knock warrant, search, whatever. When a search warrant is requested and is activated and things like that, it's to basically, a search warrant is to go and apprehend a criminal. Now, with a no-knock, it's basically to catch people by element of surprise. But within that search warrant, you're supposed to have all your ducks in order. You're supposed, like you mentioned about the kids who may be there, grandpa, blah, blah. To me, I feel that I feel that the amount of times in which they shot in the house made me believe that maybe, I don't know if they cleared everything out in terms of who they knew was in the house, or whatever the case may be, because they sporadically shot in the house, as opposed to this guy, her boyfriend, shooting one time. So a lot of things are taken into consideration when these search warrants are put into effect. But staying on that same notion, that same topic, they interviewed, according to the news, they interviewed 12 people. Out of those 12, only one person really said that they heard the knock. Now, it could be a conspiracy and say that we could coerce this individual to say, okay, to go along with what they want to, but nobody knows. And the thing of it is, we don't know the facts, but we still can play armchair quarterback and give our opinions about it. So that's my take on that.
Okay, and Uncle Ed.
Well,
I found these results.
Sorry, y'all.
No, it's all good. I mean, they always want that element of surprise. I'm being honest. You come knocking on my door 12 midnight, whatever, beating on my door, whether you crashing in my door or beating on my door. I mean, that's the element of surprise. I mean, my brother Anthony, I recommend him for having a degree and all that. I mean, I'm from the other end of it. I done had them knocking on my door 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, just because I was on parole. But it was all about, like he said, that element of surprise. You know what I'm saying? They may have turned out a lot better had they not come knocking the door down. But here again, another thing Anthony said, having your ducks in a row. How come you didn't know that the man you're looking for is already locked up? Mm-hmm. Okay? I mean... And here's another thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't one of the charges that the sergeant was charged with was because of bullets going into another apartment?
Yep.
Okay.
So this is the thing. So we have some viewers on, and the John Doken. If I apologize if I said your name incorrectly. He said there was 4 warrants executed that night. Now, I have read 3 articles, and I have not found that. I have not found that there were 4 warrants.
So he's trying to say it was in 4 different locations?
No, he said there were 4 warrants executed that night. I'm not sure if it was different locations or not. I'm not sure if he's saying that there was a
I've never
warrant
heard it
for
either.
Breonna
So.
Taylor. I'm not sure if he was saying that there was a warrant for Keith or Kenneth or whatever his name was, her boyfriend. I'm not sure, but I've read 3 articles, uh, and I'm trying to pull up this now. I still haven't seen where there was 4 warrants, and there was a warrant for Taylor. So I'm not sure. But
But still,
anyways,
I mean,
I
like you
mean,
said,
we all
the
have
main
opinions.
guy, right? Said the main guy they were looking for, he was already locked up. You know, I mean, so I mean, I mean, I don't know. I didn't hear all that. I mean, maybe I didn't do enough research on my own, but that's the first time I heard of being more
I
than one.
I mean, I've read 4 articles, 3 or 4 articles, due to the fact of this whole case. And now, did I read any court proceedings or anything like that? No, because the guy just got, he just got, um, he just got those charges filed on him yesterday. So he just got those indictments yesterday. And I think the warrant for him was posed yesterday, right at the time of them announcing that. So, anyways, and that was the grand jury. So, um, either way it go, if even if you do a no knock warrant, that's fine. I don't think that that's fine. Let me take that back. I think that they should change that. If I'm not mistaken, I believe state of Kentucky or either the city of Louisville has changed the no knock warrant in their city. And that's just to let you know that that is not to me, that's not a stable one. I don't think that you should have anything like that, because you do have the lives of other innocent people that may be occupying the same dwelling as a criminal. So you just say, oh, okay, that person did break the law. So let's just go in the way we're going to go in. And if anything pops off, we're going to have to do what we got to do with anybody can get it. Basically, that's what they say, because they going in with guns blazing. If somebody shoot at an officer, an officer is going to shoot back. That is understandable. I can understand that because he fired that shot, it probably caused what happened. That is not what I'm not saying that that's not understandable. I'm saying for the no knock warrant, that's what caused the whole situation. Then the ignorance of not being able to communicate fairly well within the department. The person that they were supposed to arrest was already incarcerated. So now you've started this whole thing, and this thing has happened and has exploded, and now a woman is dead. Unjustifiably to me, because at the end of the day, they should have never been at her home. Never been there. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm gonna go first and say that I agree with some of the stuff that you said, but it's more so with me. It's more so the fact that they were not charged, point blank, period. And I know it sounds repetitious, and I know it's getting old because people have heard it thus far since yesterday, that the officer who did get charged, that it was non-related, had nothing to do with Brianna, nothing at all. And what makes me sad, and I'm almost to tears, is the fact the young lady was was asleep. Never woke up, never had a chance to run, defend herself, nothing to that fact. And 6 shots were fired directly. You can see where you're shooting at. If you break in,
Oh,
if
I'm
you
sorry. Go ahead. I apologize. I'm
if
sorry.
you break in that house or come in that house, whatever, I'm quite sure. I don't know how dark it was, whatever. But when you see gun flash, you can see where you're shooting at. You can see somebody that's laying down on the floor. You know that that person is not at any type of challenge or anything like that. But yet you're gonna let off 6, and together it was 32 shots or 30 shots. I don't want to get the numbers miscorrected, but that many shots for that one person that shot you one time. I just don't understand. And then nobody got charged, and only charge that they trying to make stick to make everybody happy was the shots that went through another her apartment to another person, and apparently the person was a Caucasian.
So check me out. So John Doken says she wasn't asleep. She was standing next to the gunman. All right. And then he also said she should have never received drugs at her home. And so I don't know whatever this other guy's name is. He said also her name was on the warrant as well.
Can
Her
I say
name
something?
was on the warrant as well. Mm-hmm.
What
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to even get into any conference, any debates, because that's not why I came on the channel. I wasn't there, and from what he's speaking,
Exactly.
it appears that he was there at the place when when all this went down. This was the first time that I have
Yeah.
heard anything, and I do not want to debate any of your guests. So that's why I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Oh, but because this is my channel, I will. So listen, this the thing. I don't care what her past was. I don't care what she had going on in her past. Now, that's what I will say. I don't care what she had going on in her past. Number two, his residence was not her residence. He didn't live with her. Whoever the guy was, her ex-boyfriend, whoever she was dating, whatever the situation, whatever the case, his residence was not her residence. That was not where he lived. And so for you to have a no-knock warrant at somebody else's home, she was not, you say, oh, well, she shouldn't have been receiving drugs at her house. Did they have a warrant for her arrest for drugs? Did they have a warrant for her arrest for keeping a occupied drug house or whatever the case may be? Have you seen the warrant yourself, sir? That's what I want to know. Since we have so many different facts coming towards. This is not, if you form it into a question or an opinion, that's fine. But when you form it as facts, like you know and you was there and you got it yourself, then there's a problem. Everything that we're saying as if. So it says, if she didn't receive drugs, there wouldn't have been a suspicion about her address. Now, I have heard that she was dating somebody in that type of situation, but at her home address, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if that was the case. This is the thing. Like I said, if you're gonna speak in facts, then I'm gonna come at you. Like you know, because you was there. I'm gonna come at you. But if you're speaking as an opinionated person, then I'm gonna come at you the proper way. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Was she not an EMT?
Yes.
She was.
Okay. Don't you have to do a background to get that kind of job?
Yes.
Yes.
So if she was all that, how'd she get that job?
Now that okay, that's fine. But this is my thing. If they did their research, if they was so-called scoping her house out, if they were so-called looking for her ex-boyfriend,
you see what I'm trying
how
to
do
say, though,
if they was sitting out? Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, they
But
trying
this the
to
thing.
paint her as this big time drug dealer, criminal, whatever, yada yada yada. How could she be all that and have
Oh,
that job?
now, hold on. I'm sorry. Let me cut you off. I'm so sorry. Now, since you said that, Mr. Dokin or whatever your name is, she was not an EMT. Yes, she was. She was an EMT. So now I know that you're not speaking facts, and I know you just blowing some smoke right now. Yeah, we ain't gonna do that on here. We gonna speak about things that we know. I've read, I've seen in black and white. Whether it's real, the media spins its own version of things as well. It don't always give you the truth either, and you're not supposed to always take some that it. I know she was. I know she was. Oh, he said she was a former EMT and she had lost her job. That's what he so-called say. That's not what the black and white say. Black and white say she was an EMT at the time of her death because that's what they got on the paperwork. So, anyways, we're not here to debate. I'm just giving my opinion. I feel as though the decision was not one of fair. Okay, so they saying that she lost her job in 2017. I just don't get that. I don't understand how. But okay. So, anyways, I just feel as though that the decision that they made and the decision, I'm just saying, I don't see where that was at because it's not in any of the articles that I've read that she had lost her job in 2017 as an EMT. It says that she was a EMT, not a former EMT, not had been fired, not had lost her job. I have not seen that anywhere. Right? I don't see that, period.
No, I mean I
So,
haven't.
anyways, I believe I haven't read it. I haven't heard it on the news. I haven't heard them broadcast that she lost her job. And trust me, if the media can paint you a certain way, I'll put it up there. They would have said she lost her job, she got fired, she wasn't no good, she saw right on next to the drug. They would have did all of that. They would have said all of that. Those would have been stuff that they put on the media because they wanted to paint her as the way. So,
Can I say something?
At the end of the day, yeah.
I just wanted to, this is the thing that I've it's too much energy given it to, and I understand this is your channel and I respect you for doing that, but this is a response that a lot of people will end up trying to do in terms of trying to defend why this young lady was killed, regardless of whatever. That's just like saying, and I do not want to.
She should have never died.
I do not want to go here, but that's just like saying if we weren't blacks, we shouldn't have been slaves or wouldn't have been slaves, whatever. That's a day for another subject. But think of it as the young lady was killed regardless of the situation. If she was an EMT or a BMT or a BLT, it doesn't matter. She was killed, and this has been going on for so long as far as cover-ups and things of that nature. So with that being said, I just want to thank that gentleman for giving you some watch time, and I'm through with that.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just saying that if the only thing that I was saying is if you're gonna come on here, don't debate me with your, you know what I'm saying? Don't tell me what I'm saying, which what I'm reading. I'm reading what they have put. And then I've read articles, I've read things. So this is the thing that I'm tripping about. Like CHGO Miker. One said she should have never died, period. She should have never been killed.
That part.
The guy should have never, like I said, if you wake up and you're startled, your alarm, and the first thing you know to do is to protect your home, because that's what men do. That's what grown men do. Period, point blank, they're gonna protect their home. And I commend the guy for doing that. Because in the report it says that he thought it was the ex-boyfriend coming through the door. Him, I guess, had problems or issues. So he thinking, it's dude coming through here. I ain't got no choice but to protect my old lady or my home or the girl that I'm with, whatever the case may be. So that's why he fired the shot. It don't take 32 shots to, I guess, dead the situation or get in. You shoot 30 times before you even get in the building? It's crazy. And if she got shot 5 times and she was standing next to her boyfriend, how he didn't get shot and they shot 30 times? Tell me who trained them officers.
Can I say something?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I want you to. I'm about to leave. I love you. Continue this debate because I'm gonna check you out on phone. I love y'all. Ed, thanks a lot. Do not stop. Do what you do. I love you, and we're gonna talk later. Continue y'all. Don't stop the discussion.
All right. All right,
Anthony. Letha.
Yes.
Let me go ahead.
Yes. So I'm here.
Once again. It's just another issue where they've proven to use excessive force when it comes to certain communities, the black and brown community in particular.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, that's the whole thing.
I mean, it's in a nutshell. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, she should have never lost her life. I mean, it's a whole lot of. I mean, we could have a wall like the Vietnam Memorial Wall with all the people that have been killed at the hands of police because of this excessive force.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
It's just, I mean, it's outrageous. Will it ever end? I mean, come on now. I mean, even the DA yesterday said, okay, look, or whatever he was, the Attorney General, whatever. Bottom line, the laws the way they are, these police cannot have immunity. If we have to operate inside the law, so should they. It's just that simple. If they operate
I
outside
mean,
the
I
law,
think that the fact that they yes, they hold these people up. They hold these people up to a certain standard, and they're people and they're human and they're folks just like us.
well, I mean, let's go.
They
We can
literally
argue
work
this.
for us.
Let's argue this one point, sweetie. Let's argue this one point. They said that the
okay,
other
hold
cops
on.
was
I got hold
justified.
on. Hold on. I got responses. Hold on. Let me read the responses. So Doken said, not excessive when fired at first. And then the Siege Gold Micro 1 says, what is the appropriate amount of force? The first shot was fired from the inside of the home and hit the officer. They then responded with fire.
Okay, and
So those are the responses.
what do you expect this man to do? You coming into his house midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. I mean, this is his Second Amendment right to have a firearm, which his firearm was legally obtained and registered to him. So when they come busting through the door at this time in the morning, he did what any other red-blooded American would have done. He protected
Mind
himself
you,
and his family.
as he's calling, Anthony said he was the private district attorney. But listen, at the end of the day, when he was making the 911 call, he didn't even know what was going on. He had no clue. He didn't even know it was the officers that shot her. He didn't know it was police
Exactly.
officers outside. So he's still at the point of him calling the 911. He was calling the police for help, and the police was the one that fired into his home, and he didn't even know that. He had no clue.
Exactly. He trying to get help, and they trying to, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to defend his family. He's trying to do what he got to do to take care of his. Okay, I mean,
I believe. I'm
32
gonna say
bullets,
I
32
believe the
bullets,
amount.
whatever. I'm sorry,
I
babe. Go
believe the
ahead.
amount of appropriate. I think the appropriate amount of force is that. Yes, an officer was wounded. And then you take aim and you shoot a couple of times as you're getting into the building. That's why the guy caught the charge that he caught, because he blindly shot into a building with occupied people. The building was occupied. You're not supposed to do that. That's why there's a charge called firing to an occupied dwelling. You're not supposed to do that blindly and just shooting into a building. That's why he
Right,
caught
right,
the
right,
charge
right,
he got
right.
now,
Right. I mean, and then again, we're
because
talking
that's
about 32
endangerment.
bullets. We're talking about 32 bullets. That's excessive.
And
Okay,
I don't
like you
even want to
said.
go into the color part. I don't want to go into the fact that there's so many different people that have gotten. If you sit up and you compare the type of force that is put against an African American person and a person of a different race or a different descent, it staggers in the fact that African Americans get fired on first before they even talk. They don't talk. They don't do none of that. But if you put, I'm gonna just say it, if you put a Caucasian person in front of a Caucasian officer, they're going to talk before they do anything. There's not going to be anything done until they figure out what the situation is. They shoot first and ask questions later. With black people and with the same race, they ask questions and want to know what's going on. I've seen it
Well,
time and time and time again, and it's just,
I've
to
had
me,
it happen.
that's crazy.
I've definitely had it happen to me. Whenever they didn't know I was with the brothers, they, excuse me, sir, can I help you? You know, whatever the case may be. It was, like I say, it was all conversation. You know, but I mean, here again, I mean, it's just more the same. It's just more of the same. Will it ever stop? I mean, people just need to understand that this is
So
crazy.
the whole thing is this. The thing, the whole thing for me, the whole conversation will lead into, for me, will lead into how in the heck Has these officers, nobody been charged with this girl's death because she did. So how about that? That's my question.
Well, I mean, and that's the point I wanted to argue. They saying, okay, that once that they were fired upon, now they had the right to defend themselves. So this
Mm-hmm.
man did not have the right to defend himself when he don't know who's coming busting through his door. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
It's
I mean, he
crazy.
had the same
I don't
right
know.
that they supposedly had. I mean, you saying that you're not charging these other officers because once they were fired upon, their shooting was justified. So that to say that man that I'm sorry, I can't remember the
Hold
brother's
on, hold
name.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
What's the
Oh,
young
give me
man's
one
name who?
second. The Dokin or Dokin or whatever his name is, Dokin, I believe it's Dokin, but he said more whites are shot and killed by police every year with the same amount of police interactions. Well, let me hold on before you say something. Just give me a second before you say anything. Yes, that is true. I'm gonna give you why. I'm gonna tell you why it's true. The body ratio in America for in blacks, the body ratio for Americans in America for white Americans is 77% to a 13%. Absolutely, you're right. But black men are killed more in a interaction with police officers than whites. Please go look it up. They're killed 5 times more. Please look it up. And with that ratio, 77% and a 13%, I'm talking about body ratio in America. How in the world could that be? Tell me, please tell me that. Can you give me an answer for that? Yes, it do. You can't tell me that. Now you running your opinion. Please run me some facts because I just looked this up. It has everything to do with body ratio count in America. If there's a 13% of black people in America and there's a 77% of white people in America, there are going to have more interactions, period, than there would be with black people because you have a higher interaction, period. Because there's okay, so 63%. What's the percentage of black people? Tell me for black people. Then tell me, since you have the exact data, throw it at me, please. I'm just saying, if we're going to give facts, let's give facts then. Let's go fact for fact.
You going back and forth with your comments.
Yeah, because listen, at the end of the day, she shouldn't be dead and somebody should be charged. But we don't get this in our community. We don't get this at all in our community. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. The population. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But what I'm saying to you is he shouldn't have died. We don't have accountability for these police officers that go and do whatever they feel like doing because they're not held to a standard of what they should be. They are in a system where it's a union that is placing them in a place where they don't have to be held to a standard of citizens. No, they're regular citizens, but they are officers. But you should be held accountable if you take a person's life unjustifiably. So we have an opinion on if it was justified or not justified. We do have that opinion amongst each other. We can debate that all day long. But at the end of the day, this is happening so frequently in our community, in my community, where people are killed all the time. And most, I ain't gonna say most of the time, because we do have shootings that are justified. And I don't say nothing. I wouldn't open my mouth at all and say anything if it's justified. I don't have nothing to say. But when you come to me and tell me, oh yeah, it was justified because he shot the gun. If you are a man in your home, that's what you're going to do. If you have a family, you're going to protect that family. If you're startled in somebody, you have no clue what happened. You have no clue what happened inside or what's going on outside. You're supposed to get up and you're supposed to protect your home, period. There's no argument about it. And so he did what he was supposed to do as a man. In turn, his girlfriend got murdered. In turn, nobody is charged with her murder. In turn, there's no justice for Breonna Taylor. Period. That's the end of the show. That's it. That's it. If you got something else to say, then go ahead and say it. I'm waiting on the facts. I'm still waiting. But go ahead.
Comments.
This right here. This is my type of show.
I mean, comments without facts ain't nothing but lip service. So, I mean, here again, it just, will it ever end? I mean, they always gonna do whatever they can to justify it. They always gonna dig into the person and paint them as some monster, and try to make it justified on that level. Oh, well, all it was another bad person taken off the planet. No. Now, when it comes to white folks being killed more by the police, okay, well, they are the majority. So, yeah, I mean, that does make sense. But like you said, when it breaks it down into interaction, okay, the only place I'm 63 years old, the only place in America where I seen that white folks was a minority was in the penitentiary. Okay? On the streets, they the majority. In jail, it's black and brown.
Exactly. Which is another crazy situation.
Saying? I mean, it's
Thank you very much. I don't know who this is. CHG Miker GO Miker 1. Listen, 2019 population. I just read this last night. 2019 population was 328 million.
People.
76% white, 13% black. Yeah. So you're going to have more white people murdered and killed and have interactions with the police than black people because it's not nowhere near. You can't stand up to that. 76%. It's gonna be. That's gonna be the facts. That's gonna be a fact that you can pull up.
But it's all about the interaction. Like you said, when they come after white guys, I mean, we done seen naked white dudes with a knife back the police all the way out of a subdivision. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. And nothing happened to him. But we done seen a young black child get shot on a swing set with a toy gun. And the law is that the toy guns now have to be bright orange, so you know they a toy, but you shot him anyway. I mean, come on. I mean, it's just the double standards to this. I mean, it's
which my point exactly, John Doken. My point exactly. Listen, you just made my point for me, and I really appreciate it. Let me bow and thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. They have as many interactions, but like the facts show, they have more. It says, listen, white deaths per million, 1.5 million. Black deaths, 5.3 million. If there's 13% of black people in America, and there's a 76% of white people in America, don't you think that that's a little? Don't you think that this scale is tipped up real bad? It's a lot of people that are dying by police activity, that interactions. Period.
Right. You got 13. You got 5 million of 13% being killed, and what you say on the white folks? They got 2 million. What you say?
No, it's 1 point. This is what they
okay,
she just
1.5 something Caucasians.
Yes.
And they 76% of the population.
No, John. Whoever, they did both. They did both. I'm sorry. They did the facts on both. They did the facts on both. I apologize. Yeah, you need to read that again. So I guess John is one of those people that don't like the facts. You know, one of those people personally.
Well, I mean, they want to twist them to fit their narrative.
Exactly. I know somebody just like that. I'm not gonna say their name, but you know, I know somebody like that that's like that every day. That loves the attention, you know. But I've had an awesome time doing this. I wasn't debating in hate or malice or anything like that. I was not. I really enjoyed myself. I really enjoyed the fact that I can get on here, speak the facts, and say what I feel, regardless of how you feel towards me. For real, for real. I don't care. But I enjoyed this. I enjoyed it because now, and has been since she's been killed, she has a voice and people are speaking up and talking for her. She cannot speak for herself anymore. She was murdered, and I believe it was not justified. I don't care how you twist it, flip it, move it. I don't care what you do. She was killed unjustifiably. And that is my opinion. That's my heart. That's my emotions. That's my feelings. I don't care. That's just what I feel. But the facts is up there because they sure put it down, put the facts on. Sorry. But yes, I've enjoyed myself. I really wanted to do this because I wanted to give yeah, well, I think somebody in their feelings. And I'm gonna end it just like that. I'm gonna let somebody be in their feelings. Y'all have a wonderful day. I really appreciate you, Uncle, for coming on. Thank you, Anthony, so much. I really I thank you so much for coming on and then bowing out gracefully. Cause you know, me, I'm not gonna I'm sorry, I can't do it. I ain't backing down from nobody. Well, I don't care who you is. Oh, hold on.
With you, baby girl.
I can't do it. I'm sorry. And I love my people. Okay, hold on. Just give me a second. Okay, I'm about to. Hold on. So give me a second. Oh, I'm not doing any twisting. But okay, so it's saying the last one I read was the last one that you put, CHGO Miker 1. John, you are wrong. I'm an actuary and have the FBI data. You're doing population, not police interactions, which that was not true. They did both. Population has nothing to do with amount of police interactions, which it does. But you know, they wanna say their own thing. You're doing the twisting. I guess they were saying that I'm doing the twisting, which I'm not. I'm really not doing any twisting. A tainted voice. No. The facts remain the same. How you want to build your fact of your case is your business. Not murdered. He said she was not murdered. It was in self-defense. Okay. Well, that's your opinion. You can have it. Justified. No, it wasn't justified. I didn't. I was here for it. Cause CHGO Miker 1 said to go on to read that last statement, so I read them down. So when I get ready to end, I mean, you can always bow out. You can always bow on out. I have no problem with that. Mr. Doken, you can bow on out. I'm going to end this when I get ready. I got the button. I can do it. This is mashup. So, with that being said, I'm going to end when I get ready, which is now. I appreciate it again, like I said. Anthony, thank you so much. And like I said, I don't back down from, I don't care who you is. I don't back down from nobody. And I'm going to say how I feel, and I'm going to bring facts, and I appreciate my subscribers that come on here and give me some facts. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have subscribed, even you, Mr. Doken. I would have no problem. I appreciate it. Anytime you want to, you can sure hit the subscribe button and the like button and the share button. I really appreciate it. Appreciate your activity today. Y'all have a blessed day. Thank you so much. And I will be coming doing more things like these, more conversations like these, whether it be anything. I really want to talk about a mass of different things. It doesn't just have to be about race. It doesn't have to be about injustice. It doesn't have to be about those things. It will be about an array of different things. So thank you for joining my show. Thank you so much, Uncle Ed. I really appreciate you. And my brother, Anthony. Y'all take care. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye-bye.